Macron's party has an interesting response to losing the recent election in the Telegraph.
Yeah, they say the French don't want left-wing government's tax rises.
No.
They should have voted a different way then. Oh, it's a bit late now. This is Berger, who said that the centrist bloc is the only alternative to the NFP coalition. So let's go. They're in a bit of a pickle. So let's start where it starts. Macron got some bad results for the European election, so said, well, let's do a presidential one. Then first round...
No, prime ministerial. He's presidential. He called a general election,
parliamentary one. So the hard right, the National Rally, Le Rally National, they won the first. They were doing well in the first one. So then it became more of a centrist left and left versus right.
Yeah.
And if you just make it a left versus right, to be fair, the left got more votes.
But one of these lefts, is it the NFP or whatever? I can't remember. They are really quite hard left, apparently.
Yeah.
Right.
The new Popular Front.
Nicholas, he'll know. He's our European.
So, well, in Italian we say, if you are the cause of your own ill, you must blame just yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So here Macron called that snap election. Rassemblement National or National Rally was poised to win. They did win the first round. But then Macron's party and the left coalition, what did they do? They withdraw candidates either from this side or the other side in order to turn every constituency into a two-horse race.
It's really close to rigging, isn't it? And I don't want to say that it is rigging because obviously it's within the rules.
It's playing the system. But rigging is not just about stuffing fake ballot papers into ballot boxes, right?
That's what the Brexit Party did in 2019 as well.
Yeah. So they have reaped the whirlwind now. They are basically stuck with
because now we have three blocks, and these three blocks have more or less the same number of votes. And of course, it's ungovernable. And of course, the natural scenario would be for the so-called center-right of Macron to go with the far-right of Le Pen. Le Pen, who has said inaudible or reprehensible things such as, let's deport criminals. And ironically, they are the pro-Israeli side, the far-right being the pro-Israeli side in all of this matter. But the leftist bloc includes Mélenchon's indomitable France or unbowed France. Next to communists and socialists, so not just one communist party, but more than that.
Public, the sort of historical, traditional.
Yeah, and they want more taxes, they want more refugees. They are going to define a new refugee status based on climate change. So now you can claim refugee status because of soil erosion in your country. So it's all a mess, and it's all a disaster of Macron's making.
And he made it very quickly. But go, Steve.
I was going to say, it makes first past the post look like it makes a lot of sense.
Well, the thing with first past the post, which I think people don't entirely understand, but perhaps have done recently, is that you still have to form a coalition. You just form it before the election. So you say, this is the coalition you'll be voting for. And people don't seem to grasp that.
And that is the mess here. Part of it is already a coalition of a whole set of things. And the solution is to make a coalition of a bit of that coalition mixed in with a bit of this coalition. That is such a mess. It's going to look like it's not going to work before it starts. At least if you get your arguing done before you have the election.
And part of Macron's calculation, so I read anyway, I don't understand French, all of this stuff is kind of just spewed out, undigested. But part of Macron's calculation was put Le Pen in a position where she actually has to govern or be involved in the governing process, and then a bit like the SNP perhaps, you will see how rubbish they are when they are not allowed to simply spout their usual rhetoric on what amounts to a single issue. That's not going to happen either, is it? Le Pen is still going to be able to claim an even heightened sense of grievance compared to previously. They have been played out of the system by coordinated malice.
They might become even more popular. And right now, they are the biggest party. They are the biggest party, and this is not a good show for democracy.
This is going to bite his scrawny little butt. Anyway.